Okay. What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Game for hitting the like button. Bill didn't even start yet, y'all. Village ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. This whole thing with the missing kids, missing people in general, man. It's really sad, man. It's really sad. And a lot of people, maybe they choose not to understand, or maybe they do understand and just, act like or pretend like, out of sight, out of mind type of thing. But this is something that's been going on for way too damn long. It needs to stop. The whole thing about like the whole sex slave and the trafficking and the whole thing on the black market, those types of things, man, it's just so unfortunate, man, because a lot of these parents will never see their kids again. A lot of these kids will never see their parents again, and it's so sad. Some of them are still alive, some of them aren't, and it's just like, this needs to stop, man. I actually found this video on accident. I was just like scrolling through Facebook Watch, and then this popped up and stuff like that. So I watched like the first 30 seconds or a minute of it. I haven't finished watching it, but let's get into it. So 50 school children go missing in Cleveland. Let's go.
Searching for missing children. Saturday, a missing 4-year-old from Cleveland was found and is safe. In a separate incident, a missing 12-year-old from Ashtabula was found safe in Texas. And Sunday, a missing Jackson Township 16-year-old was also found and is safe tonight. But it has been 3 months now since anyone has seen 15-year-old Keyshawn Williams. As News 5's Bryn Caswell reports, she sat down with the Attorney General and asked him about the deficiencies in the state reporting system and how police shortages are playing a big role.
It's been over 90 days since anyone has seen 15-year-old Keyshawn Williams. Saturday, the group Cleveland Missing gathered in Slavic Village, near where Williams was last seen to canvass the area.
There's just not enough police officers on the streets to do this. And as law enforcement, the public is our biggest asset. And we can't do this without the public.
Mary Williams says she feels her concerns on her grandson's whereabouts are falling on deaf ears, despite this latest search effort.
If it's beyond that and something, the unthinkable has happened, I know that God is there. God is with him, and he's protected, and wherever he is, God is. I know that.
Aside from Keyshawn, according to the Ohio Attorney General's Missing Children website, in August there have been over 35 missing minors in the greater Cleveland-Akron area. And so far in September, there are over 45. Local law enforcement agencies report missing children to the National Crime Information Center, which then goes to the state's website. Ohio AG Dave Yost says oftentimes there are inconsistencies, like updating reports, which departments like Cleveland Police have admitted to in the past. Are any
And let me just say this, man, and no offense to to my viewers that's out there in Cleveland, Ohio and area in general. But when I went to Ohio, I've been there twice. When I went to Ohio, it was trash both times. There's like nothing there. The economy is clearly horrible. You can tell, which is the reasons why like housing and stuff like that. Like some girl that I talked to, not even talked, like that I had dealings with, I guess, that lived out there. Like the rent and the property values out there is damn near nothing. Y'all can rent a not rent. Y'all can buy a 5-6 bedroom house for like $200,000 in a quote unquote suburban area out there in Ohio, because there's nothing there. There's the jobs is let me just bring it back. Anyway, I said all that to say this because these are the types of places where there's not a lot of resources, and so people look to do what? They look to crime, drugs, kidnapping, sex trafficking, all those crazy things that y'all can think of tends to happen in places such as this, such as Detroit, Michigan, such as Chicago, certain parts in LA. Like the drugs and all those other things out there in those places it's out of control because there's nothing there. There's no type of resources out there. And just like she said, the police is understaffed, underfunded. Yeah, why is that? Because there's nobody there. The police get their funds from where? From the taxes. If there's not enough people there to, first of all, that's working, let alone having a legal job, let's say like that. If there's not enough people that have a legal job in that area, let alone working in general to pay those taxes, then obviously they're not going to have enough funding for the police department to find these kids and to be staffed. So they have to look to the public. It only makes sense. It's just like she said. Yo, we gotta depend on the damn public because the police can't do anything about it because they're so understaffed. In all honesty, man, in if assuming they haven't done this already, but in all honesty, when situations like that come, I would look to my neighboring, cities or states, big states, such as a New York, such as a LA, such as a like Miami, Dallas, and those types of stuff, where they should fly detectives in or policemen in so they can sit there and lend a hand. Because this is getting crazy. 45 missing kids?
Those numbers alarming to you?
Yes, of course we're worried about that. Now, what we know is when we look behind the numbers, some of those represent repeated runaways, and local police have talked about that.
Whether it's repeat runaways, criminal offenders, or even sexual assault evidence kit tracking, Yo says data in Ohio isn't always being entered thoroughly.
All of these things have localized reporting problems that, again, are a function of local conditions. We do our best to encourage compliance and to provide assistance to remove barriers, but at the end of the day, we have to rely on our local partners who we don't control.
Are you fearful there's children that are falling through the cracks?
I'm fearful of all kinds of things that fall through the cracks, including missing children. I rely, though, on the tenacity of a worried parent more than I do a harried bureaucrat whose job it is to put data into a computer.
2 and 1.
You ready? One of those worried parents is Brianna Brown. This year, the mother of 4 started the organization JUMP, which stands for Join Us in Minors Protection, to help bolster support and awareness.
We need to, again, do more. We need to make it a priority. If we make more things like this priority, I feel like we'll be more on top of it, such as updating the website so we can know who's missing. This is our community. We want to know what's going on in our community with our children especially.
Brown hosted a community gathering this month, sharing parenting tips while bringing awareness to the other Northeast Ohio kids beyond Keyshawn that still haven't made it back home.
We had so many missing children. We wanted to prevent this from happening, so we need to buckle down. This is not a matter where we should take it lightly, not at all.
Yo says the state is now working with the University of Toledo to develop an improved statewide data collection and reporting system. But for now, he says continued reporting deficiencies and even search efforts tie back to under-resourced law enforcement.
Law enforcement can't be everywhere, can't see everything. We rely on the people, the population, because we have 11.7 million pairs of eyes out there that can keep an eye out.
For Keyshawn Williams' family, they aren't letting shortages impact them in their search efforts and won't stop until he's found.
Keyshawn, if you're watching this, please come home. We're waiting for you to come home, Keyshawn. You can come home. It's okay.
I reached out to Cleveland police repeatedly through email for an interview on this topic, and no one was made available. Reporting in Cleveland, Bryn Caswell, News 5.
Searching for missing children.
It's so sad, man. It really is sad. And these types of things not just happening in Ohio, they're happening everywhere, y'all. Like every time, I live in South Florida. Every time I'm in Walmart, y'all know, like the bulletin board where they have like the missing kids and whatever else stuff. It's the bulletin is flooded with papers and sheets of faces of young kids, teenagers, some younger than teens, some like 4 years old, 8 years old. So many papers that you have to tape it on top of the other papers because it's been there for too long. So sad. And you gotta make sure you have some type of faith when especially like the parent, like the mom said, yo, please just come home. That's assuming if I don't want to say it, but honestly, yes, that's assuming he's alive. Because if he could come home, I'm pretty sure by now he would have came home by now. We have to, and I remember growing up, man. I'm a '90s baby. I remember growing up. You know, y'all know I got like a lot of, people in my family that's been like, arrested. I got a lot of, convicted felons in my family, stuff like that. And the one rule that I always heard from them was no women and no children. No women and no children. You never rob a woman. You never sell drugs to a woman. You never rob a child. You don't sell drugs to a child. That was one of the main things, regardless, it's still wrong, obviously, but that was the main thing about being in those types of situations. And nowadays, it's just like, yo, listen, like nobody gives a damn anymore. Nobody has a conscience. Nobody like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna come here and snatch a little 8-year-old girl or boy or whatever off the streets and sell her for 20,000 to whoever, whatever, wherever. A lot of these cases, man, these kids go missing, these people go missing in general, but these kids go missing. I don't even think they're in the country. I think they move them out the country because it's faster and more easier and more money to be outside the country of America. And it's so sad. But I really hope that they find Keyshawn. I hope he's okay. I hope they find all these goddamn kids. And I hope that they are okay. But the truth of the matter is 9 times out of 10, the majority of them are not. Yeah, I want y'all to comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching. And until next time, please, man, be safe, Erica.